November 17, 2024, at approximately 1:41 a.m., a 28-year-old Kierra Tripp was killed.
Solved for murder. It happened at a hotel adjacent to the Johns Hopkins Hospital campus. Tripp is one of more than 190 people killed this year in Baltimore, but to her loved ones, she was everything, and they don't want her to be forgotten. WJZ investigator Mike Helgren has their plea for justice.
Kierra Tripp, just 28 years old, was shot to death inside a room here at the Residence Inn on North Wolf Street the week before Thanksgiving. Despite clear surveillance images, there have been no arrests.
She had the biggest smile, like her smile was so contagious.
Kierra Tripp's loved ones shared these pictures of her. WJZ spoke by Zoom to an aunt, cousin, and sister who asked us to conceal their identities for privacy and security reasons. They're sharing their story for the first time, hoping to get justice in her murder.
How do you even cope with something like this?
Our family is torn apart. This is an unbearable thing that we have to now live with. You didn't just kill my niece. You destroyed our family. She has family that love her, and you just ripped her away from us. Why?
Surveillance images taken before the killing show multiple people leaving an elevator on November 17th, headed to a party inside the hotel. Kierra went to that party and never made it out alive. Police say they want to question everyone in the video.
All we know is she went to cut hair and she wanted to hang with friends. She trusted you and she trusted she would be okay. And this is her outcome. It's not fair. This situation just shows she loved the wrong people.
When you see that there's those images, you know that there's someone out there, probably multiple people out there who know what happened inside that hotel room.
And I just hope every time they go to sleep, they just see her face.
Every time they sit in silence, that they think of what they did to her and it eats them from the inside out.
Loved ones say Kierra just finished training to become an EMT and recently enrolled in school again to study anesthesiology. She had a soft spot for animals, often rescuing stray dogs. They're hoping someone in this video will come forward and bring her killer or killers to justice.
How could you live with knowing that your family member in the video and not coming forward? Like, do the right thing. If you haven't already, just do the right thing.
There is an $8,000 reward, and you can remain anonymous with your tips by calling Metro Crime Stoppers at 1-866-7-LOCK-UP. In your corner in Baltimore, Mike Helgren, WJZ. Take a close look at this surveillance video. These are some of the people at a party the Sunday before last at the Residence Inn adjacent to the Johns Hopkins Hospital campus on Wolf Street. The video shows people getting off the elevator and heading to the party. It was taken before 28-year-old Kierra Tripp, also known as Keedy, was shot and killed inside a hotel room around 1:30 in the morning.
We released video surveillance showing a lot of people that were there. We don't know if they are persons of interest. We don't know if they're suspects, but we know that they were in that room.
Now, according to reports, 28-year-old Kierra Tripp was shot and unalive on November 17, 2024 at approximately 1:41 a.m. Kierra attended a party inside the Residence Inn hotel located in the 800 block north of Wolf Street, according to police. Kierra, also known as Keedy, was pictured with a group of girls getting off the elevator and heading to a hotel room where the party was located, and surveillance footage from the hotel that was released to the police also showed groups of other partygoers who are assumed to be going to that same party. At the time, police are unsure if any of them people are suspects or witnesses, but they do know that somebody saw something in that hotel room, but all are refusing to say anything, and police have trouble identifying the individuals. According to the news articles, police were called to the location, and when they arrived, they discovered an unresponsive woman suffering to an apparent gunshot wound. When the medics arrived, they would pronounce Kierra deceased on the scene, although she was still taken to the hospital. Now, to this day, police have nobody in custody to charge for the crime, and nor have anyone came forward to speak on what they know, heard, or seen. One thing is for sure, we do know that it was a party, which included a good amount of people, and being that Kierra was shot, it's clear that something had to transpire. A hotel stayer by the name of Barry says he didn't hear any gunshots, but when he went to go move his car, he stated that investigators stopped him and asked him for his ID due to it being an ongoing investigation of a homicide that had taken place. Baltimore Police Detective Vernon Davis spoke at a conference in regard to the matter, as he would say, quote, "The question is what happened in the room. We don't have cameras inside the room, so that's the thing that we need to figure out. We know that the victim went in the room with several guest members and she didn't come out. Family will also take to social media to speak their piece in efforts to find out what happened, as one user who identifies as her cousin will say, quote, "Please retweet for my family. On my page are individuals who need to be identified, so please repost. Hashtag Baltimore, hashtag Kitty, hashtag Kierra Tripp. My cousin Kierra is an amazing person. She brings immense love and light to every room she enters. We will never forget her love and her laughter. We will never forget what was done to her. We will not stop until justice is brought to her. I pray for her. Thank you." Now also, someone who identifies as her sibling will take to their IG story to say, quote, "Where are her friends that were there? Don't y'all want to have justice too? Speak up. Those that were there, how do y'all call yourselves her friends, but y'all left her like that? Y'all don't want to stand up for my sister, but she would have done it for y'all. Her funeral will be limited. I hate this world, man, I really do. Please stay away from all the fake love. Y'all ain't F with my sister like she F with y'all. Y'all are sick for calling her y'all friends. F y'all." Then finally, someone who identifies as her aunt would take to Facebook to say, quote, "I don't know how to feel or what to think. I do know that I'm hurt and angry, I'm sad and confused. But most of all, I'm missing you like crazy and wish you were here. Life will never be the same. Now we are seeking justice. We need justice for Kierra. But where are the friends who was there? Where's her bros and sis who was there? Why ain't nobody talking? She would have done it for y'all. But that just showed where the real love and loyalty was in that circle. It died with my niece. And to the B-made N-word that did this, I hope every time you close your eyes, even in a blink, you see her beautiful face, that bright smile. When you are sitting alone in silence, you hear her loving, goofy voice, and it eats you alive every day. You took a piece of us, a big piece, and I hope she haunts you for the rest of your miserable life.
18-year-old Baltimore man is now charged in the death of 28-year-old Kierra Tripp. She was shot and killed at a hotel near Johns Hopkins back in November. WJZ is live tonight at 6. Stefan Dingle on your corner in Baltimore City with the latest details on this case. We've been covering it since it happened, Stefan. Good to hear that they say they have a suspect.
Indeed, that is right, Denise. Good evening to you. And after digging through the charging documents, we now know that 28-year-old Kierra Tripp was shot in the face. Police say that 18-year-old, as you mentioned, Davion Foreman is the one who pulled the trigger and was arrested for first-degree murder 4 days ago, which happened to be his 18th birthday. And we must warn you, some of the details in the charging documents can be disturbing. And in that case that happened with this, the charging documents show that officers found Kierra Tripp lying face down on the hotel hallway floor just outside of room 1203. Her blood was spotted on her face and the ground, along with one .40 caliber shell casing. After an autopsy was performed, it was determined by the medical examiner that Kierra Tripp suffered one gunshot wound to the side of her face through her right cheek, I should say. Again, very disturbing, given that our Mike Helgren did talk with the family just last month about their devastation over this and the search for answers. Yet another step closer in closure for this family. Davion Foreman could face life in prison if he is sentenced. We're live at 6 tonight. I'm Stefan Dingle for WJZ.